Hey, how's it going? That's the greeting that I used to use when I was a service manager working at a local credit union back in Indiana some years ago. It, I really enjoyed the aspect of the job where I got to interact and engage with our members and just find out about them. Have a quick impromptu as they came in. They were standing in line, ready to conduct some financial transactions or whatever. It was always customary with me that when I saw somebody coming through the door or standing in the line, I'd come over to them and say, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was usually looking for, one of a couple responses, either um, it's going okay or pretty good. Every once in a while, I'd get a not so good. So I'll share a couple of things about that. This is just kind of an off the cuff topic today. I'm sitting out here. It's in the golden hour of the day, which means it's like right before the sun goes down, and it's casting long shadows across the fields next to me. And this was just coming to mind, so I wanted to share this. So when somebody would answer, "Hey, how's it going?" I would often hear pretty good or or not bad. And whenever they'd answer one or the other, I would ask them, "Is that the same as this?" So if they answered, pretty good, I'd say, "Is that the same as not bad?" And whatever they said after that, typically my next question was, "Well, what's it going to take to get you from there to shouting good?" Right? So it was interesting conversation. It opened the door for me to be able to engage and just a little bit deeper, right? Even though the interactions generally were only a couple of minutes, at least it got people thinking a little bit about how are they really doing. And so for the first 5 of these videos that I've put out, they've really been just about me and my testimony, but I'm actually really interested in learning more about who's watching these videos. You know, um, what is it that brought you here? Now, in these early days when they're brand new and this channel's brand new, the only people that know about it are the people that I've shared it with or that have repeat shared it with somebody else. That said, um, in my day-to-day business life, I receive um, brief summary reports or headlines, little articles from different research groups in the Christian marketplace, because that's Christian churches, camps, and related ministries, schools. Um, that's our customer base. Those are the customers that we serve across the United States. And so I get trade related subscriptions, news and information, and sometimes research. So there's an organization called Barna, and they like to put out polls and do studies and find out, what's really trending in the Christian marketplace in the United States. And one of the things that has come out is talking about burnout in the churches, in particular leadership, and especially pastors. They're just burned out, stressed out. And so it sort of relates to the message I was sharing yesterday about being a burned out, stressed out project manager years ago and miserable, and I didn't know how to fix it. So I'm really curious, how are you? How are things with you? If you had to sit back and just sort of take an inventory of where you're spending your time throughout the course of each day, and you did that for an entire week, what do you think you'd learn that just going through the day to day you're just not seeing it because you're so busy, you're so inundated with the things that you're doing, or you're just on autopilot and just going through the day-to-day routine. And so one of the things that I do in my job is to help identify trends and patterns and look for anomalies in our data, things that are outliers, and provide some insight into what the data shows, and even recommendations about some options that we might want to consider, whether it's a challenge, or some kind of a problem or an issue that needs to be addressed somehow, or whether it represents an opportunity that maybe we want to take advantage of, right? So with all that, I really just wanted to inquire with you and perhaps even challenge you. Take the next 7 days. I mean, we're getting ready to start the new work week, right? Monday, for those who are working, and for those that don't. My father-in-law, for example, in retirement years, he regularly commented about how he was busier in retirement years than he was in his day-to-day job. So, and he thought that was really strange. But I've talked to many retired people since then, and it seems to be a common trend. Anyway, I'd like to challenge you, and just this week as you go through, take 2 minutes at the end of the day, go back through your calendar, replay the day in your mind, and or keep a log if you're one of those people that are really thorough and you like to be complete with your details and accurate. Keep a list throughout the course of the day. You probably do this already, and or go through and review your list, more like, and see where you spend your day, your time, right? And as you do that, ask yourself how you're doing from a capacity standpoint. Do you feel tired, burned out, stressed out, like you're never quite accomplishing all the things that you want to? That would be a really good exercise. Every once in a while, I have to do the same thing. My life is a little bit different these days than it was even just a few years ago. So I'm the Lord's giving me sort of a do-over, if you will, in my later years. So perhaps we can share more about that on another video. But anyway, just an encouragement that if you're feeling overwhelmed, or like you're not getting the kind of results that you'd like to get out of your day-to-day, not accomplishing as much as you'd like to, or there are just things weighing you down, I was thinking about putting together a little checklist. So just a tool, a little aid to help evaluate where are things with you, right? Where are things with you, and perhaps a little bit of a decision tool to help you evaluate how to clear some of the non-value added activities in your daily life, to really allow you to breathe a little. But the Bible has a scripture verse that says, "Be still and know that I am God." And I'm telling you what, I did that this morning, and really it was the first time I spent sort of an extended period of time just in that posture of being still. I literally laid on my bedroom floor for about a half an hour, and I just thought about the goodness of God, the good things he's done, his nature, the essence of who he is, his different attributes, the different attributes of his character. And I'm telling you what, it was amazing. When I got done with that, like, all I wanted to do is more of that. Though, there were things that were coming to mind as I was sitting there trying to just concentrate on him. like getting up and brushing my teeth, right? I mean, um, it was getting later toward, in the morning, and I'm like, I still haven't brushed my teeth, Lord. I need to go do that. And he's like, just spend a few more minutes with me. He says that we can cast all our cares on him. I said, I'm concerned about this, Lord. I want to take care of it. And he's like, give it to me. And just park it with me for a few minutes. I'm telling you, I did. And it was, I don't even know quite how to describe the benefit of that. But I encourage you, if you'll do these two things, if you'll, one, look at your day, record where you're spending your time, and at the end of a week, look at it and really evaluate, is that the best use of my time? Like, break it down in terms of hours, and put them in rank order. If you want help doing that, I'm going to even invite you, send me your lists, by day, the different things and how much time you spent on it. I'll put it in a spreadsheet for you quick and help you identify, where am I spending the bulk of my time? And then you can go back through and you can look at it and say, is that really the best use of my time? What if I could just move these couple of items off? How much extra capacity would I have to get what's really important tended to? And then be intentional about spending some time with the Lord that's just quality, just quiet, just lay on the floor, sit on the floor, get in a position that's different than your norm as you're talking to the Lord, and just enjoy being there next to him. Until next time, enjoy your day, and I'm sure there will be something new to talk about tomorrow. Feel free, plug in a comment at the bottom. If there's somebody that you know in particular that's stressed out, burned out, boy, there's so many, it seems like that right now, especially just following this election, right? What opportunity we have to be a shining light to those around us that are in such dark places. Go and be that light. Don't be a wallflower like I had been for way too long. Get out there and do something. Bring people some encouragement. Share the good news, right? Help them in some way, shape, or form. But start by helping yourself, right? Just like they advise you in the airplane, right? When you get on a plane, they say, put that mask on your face if the cabin decompresses before you try to help somebody else. It's important that we get full of the Spirit of God and his word, so that we have, and we spend time with him, so that out of the overflow, we can then minister to others. We have to be in that position where we have more than enough to share, and we're not, running on fumes because we're so busy with everything else. Anyway, I've talked too long. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next video. Good night.